Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Rich Girl Real Talk, where the vibe is elevation and joy. I'm your host, Erica Rich, and I'm so happy that you're with me today. Shout out to every newcomer that's coming in to check out the scene without a gangster lean. Hey y'all, hey. And for my returning friends, hey y'all, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. And shout out to the Top Black Podcast for the feature last month. I appreciate that. And shout out to every black podcaster. Shout out to every female slash or even minority podcaster that is doing their thing and making their voice heard. That is the most important thing, is being able to have a platform to be able to render your take, your personal experience, your personal wealth of knowledge, and being able to pour that into people. We all need different types of perspectives so that we can learn from each other, so that we can grow from each other and continue to ascribe to be our best selves. And speaking of that, this show is about why representation matters. Representation matters in so many ways. I remember the fact of not being able to see everyone that looked exactly like me on the TV screen, or even on a cartoon, or even when I would go to the toy section. I mean, certain things were limited, but here we are in the 2023rd year of our Lord in the 2000s. Now, we have so much to be thankful for because the needle has been moved. Now we still have time, and we still have space to grow and evolve in this space in 2023. But the fact that we have this now, I mean, this is what our ancestors hope for, all of our ancestors, to be included, to be represented in a positive light, and to be able to, share our experiences, share our culture, and it not be, deemed as othered or as quote unquote the antagonist and the antithesis of what is great, you know, or even just being able to just showcase just the true essence and getting it right. And that is a nod to all of the diversity in the writer sections and the marketing teams, as well as in all of those board meetings where these final decisions are being made about what comes out to the masses. And we need that, and it shows. And I love the fact that we have these new Disney characters coming out, and we see so much diversity, so much of representation of not just the Black American community, but also the Asian American community and beyond. And everyone that feels like they need to be seen, they're being seen. I mean, of course, we can always keep the needle moving forward, but the fact that we see it is a great thing. Is it now? We're not finished now. I didn't say, I'm saying, I'm not saying we finished. I'm just saying that we getting somewhere. Speaking of, I wanted to shout out Halle Bailey. The fact that she came out as the new Ariel. Now, I feel like her plight was going to be different, or it has been different, because of the fact that she's coming into a role where, quote unquote, all of the previous marketing and the previous advertisements of what the little Ariel would be and what she looked like, red hair, she still has the red hair, but her skin was quite ivory, her skin was quite light. She looked like a white girl, and now she has some melanin in her skin. And there were so many people up in arms about why Ariel should stay white. Why is Ariel having to be quote unquote woke? And I feel like I see your little nod, your little microaggression. I see your macroaggression. I see all of that. And I know I'm not the only one. But I want to say that her plight is different from Anika, because Nika Noni Rose, shout out to her. Shout out to what she did. Shout out to what she did as the first Black Disney princess. but she, of course, this was was her own lane, whereas Hallie had to tap into a role that was quote unquote white. It was already quote unquote whitewashed before she even got into the mix. And the fact that people were not open, and of course little kids that are 3 years old, 4 years old, never even really heard of Ariel unless they've seen different pictures of in old books and old things of it. But why not, like, the only people that are going to be teaching these little kids that this is not what Ariel's supposed to look like are the ones that come from an older set of values. And that's where we, as opposed to us being responsible adults and teaching our children, hey, yeah, she also looked like this, but now she looks like this. And the cool thing is that we can have all of them in our world. But no, some of these adults, and I put in air quotes, these adults are making this about something bigger. Some of the conversations and pouring in that toxicity of racism, spewing it in there to their children, and they don't really understand. All they just know is, oh, okay, you're telling me that this is bad, that Ariel looks like this, these promos and all this, like, she looks pretty, she's a mermaid, because little kids don't know these things, they're taught these things. So it's just it's the conversations that we continuously have, but it's a matter of people wanting to change. It's a matter of people wanting to see the evolution, but are afraid of it because of what they are used to experiencing, which is their what they see, what their construct of what something should look like, and how it should remain. And of course, a Rich Girl Real Talk, this is about evolution, elevation, and joy. I know I add the evolution, but I mean, it's part of the elevation, you know what I'm saying? So, I am raising a beautiful little princess who will become a beautiful queen, and she is black. And the fact that, she gets a chance to see something mommy didn't see. And mommy was born in the mid 80s, and I didn't mind playing with all my dolls, but of course being able to see the diversity that my baby girl gets a chance to see is something special. It's something so special to me. And the fact that people want to take it away because of their fear of not feeling feeling washed out. You don't have to be washed out. We can all be a part of this plan. We can all be a part of this party of love and growth. And just like your child, for those that are feeling like they have to have their representation, your child has had that representation. My child is just starting to see this world, and being able to see a mermaid look like her, or look like someone she knows, is special. Look like someone she knows is special. Like, I remember before I had my daughter, it's like going through because I've always loved Barbie. I love always playing dress. I've always loved doing hair, makeup, nails, all that good stuff. So I would still just peek through when I would go to Walmart or Target, and I would just check out the dolls, and I would be like, wow, okay, I'm starting to see some more diversity within the color range, which is amazing. And I'm starting to see the fuller lips, because I have fuller lips, and I can think of all the ways that I was ridiculed for them, but now I feel it's just as empowered with these full lips. But now that I see these brat dolls that kind of look like that have these beautiful features, these beautiful full features, or even like Barbie now, like the different versions of Barbie, she's got a fuller shape. Now, she's got some hips and booty. I was laughing because we just recently, my baby just recently got a new Barbie. If not, no, excuse me, her first Barbie, because she still plays with her other dolls. But the fact that she wanted a Barbie, and I just was excited because I love Barbies. But she wanted to go ahead and bring them in for bath time. So of course we had to take the little clothes off, and I was like, Barbie, her homegirl had some hips in her legs, and she was shapely, and I was like, okay, I see you thicker than a snicker, and it was good because when my daughter saw it, she just saw beautiful. She just saw she just saw this doll with this real body, and she thought she was a beautiful doll, and she just was continuing to play and splash and have her a good time. But the fact that she was able to see that, to be able to say, okay, yeah, this is Barbie, and this semblance of what she looks like is beautiful, unapologetically just fuller figure, a and has similar skin like mommy or me, and or someone I know. And I just appreciate that. And bringing it back full circle, the premiere, being able to see all the people that came out to the premiere for Ariel. So many black actresses and women of color, just in general, just coming to bring their babies to see Ariel, played by Halle Bailey. Is just beautiful. It is a beautiful sight, and to be able to see how the little girls just marveled at the beauty of Hallie, and the fact that she looked like them, and the fact that she had these beautiful locks, and the fact that she just was so, she just embodied the role of that Disney princess, and being able to have them see her in their eyes, and their, like I said, their amazement in seeing her was just a sight. It was a sight. And the fact that we came out as a community and will continue, because I'm definitely going to purchase the ticket. I'm definitely going to go and see it. And the fact that her sister and all these sisters and all these brothers came out with their children, like for instance when Offset came out with his daughters, and he had like the princess garb on. He was fresh. He was so fly with it. And he was the Prince Charming, and he brought his two princesses with him. And I thought that that was so beautiful. And the fact that, that daddy daughter date was just on a different level. And I just felt like it was such a special moment, and we need to see that. We need to see more of that, because it's okay to show our babies, our princesses, our princes, how to love each other, how to love our women, how to love our young queens, how to be treated as such, as they deserve, and to be know that they are worthy, and they can do whatever they put their mind to. That there are infinite possibilities. That is a bar that is amazing, and just being able to see that love from their father is beautiful. Being able to see their love, and to be able to see the representation and how it made them feel when they saw her in real life, was something that we all needed to see. Having the TikTok videos up of her, of the promo, why, oh, like I want to say months before the premiere came out, seeing the little girls look at her become Ariel and singing so beautifully, singing angelically. Halle killed it. Just seeing them look at her and like, oh my God, that's Ariel. She looks like me. Like, if you haven't seen some of the TikTok, it was like months ago, not years ago. It feels like years, because there's always something going on social, but to be able to see those little girls in the reactions, it is, oh my gosh, it's so heartfelt. And it just shows the semblance of what it is to feel seen. It's a semblance of how we feel seen. And for these little girls to have that, because we didn't have that much of that. We did not. We always saw our black representation as a sidekick. But to be able to see the main character swag, and know that we belong there wherever we are in that room, we belong there. If we belong, if it calls for us to be the main character in something, then we know what it looks like, and we can stand in it and own it, because wherever we are in that room, we belong there. And being able to see that is special. Being able to experience that is special in my lifetime. And these are the things that our ancestors, they prayed for. They prayed for. The fact that we have so many people They're able to be as free as they want to be. It wasn't too far removed where we were chastised and ridiculed for being in spaces where, you know, we couldn't be just because of the color of our skin. Just because of the color of our skin, having to be considered second class citizens. And here we are today, being able to be as free as we should be and ought to be. And what our ancestors went through because of the color of their skin, because of the trauma of being institutionalized in the institution of what is slavery, and just all those things, and just looking back at this, reflecting on what that looks like, and then seeing where we've come is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and we need to just continue to support and uplift each other, and just continuing to carry on the torch and continuing to pour into our children, our young men, our young princes, our young kings, our young women, our young princesses, our young queens, everything that it is that will give them the swag, the juice to just keep on standing and owning everything that is them, everything that makes them them, because everything that God made us to be is beautiful. The way our curls come out of our scalp, the way, our melanin hits in the sun, and how it gets even more caramelized, or it even gets more, more depth. And that is beautiful. Every bit of that is beautiful. We are beautiful. And to be able to see us on the screen is beautiful. Be able to see our princesses is beautiful. Be able to see be able to see our princesses, that is beautiful. I have to say that one more time. And I was like, make sure I'm grammatically on par. But this is not an English dissertation. This is a real talk with Rich Girl. Anywho, I was definitely reading an article on Psychology Today, and it was dope because it was about this Asian American man, and he was talking about how representation matters. And it was a really good article, and it was, like I said, it was on psychologytoday.com, and it talks about why we need that, what it does to us within our psyche, because it's too many times where we feel like, okay, it looks like, we're seeing one narrative. you know why is it that we are only seeing one narrative of what this should look like, and how it affects so many different communities? And he really goes in depth about the psyche of what it does, and how it is to help dismiss and dispel any of those stereotypical thoughts and notions. And he talks about how it definitely helps in foster an environment where we are all able to feel empowered, and our self-esteem is elevated by the fact of us seeing this representation. So if you have time, go to psychologytoday.com and check out that article, because it was dope. It was amazing, and it definitely gave me food for thought. So I hope that it gives you food for thought. Now, before I go, I just want you to know that we have to continue to keep going. Keep encouraging our children. Keep encouraging our future. They are our future. And allow them to see these things. We have to support our communities and the diversities of Hollywood, and continue to show up in big numbers, so that we can let it be known that we want to hear our stories, we want to see our stories, and we also want to respect other cultures and see their stories too. Being able to see all of us shine, being able to see all of the different diversity, and all the diversity, and to be able to make note of that, and to be able to respect that, and to understand that we are pretty much the same. When you think about the the traditional values of love and family. Some things are a little different, but ultimately, when you have love, love is universal. Being able to just understand and accept us for who we are, and to accept family for who we are, the diversity of all of us individually as we come as one collective, that's a blessing. And to be able to see us all represented and to show that universality, um, that's special, and it's something to be lauded. So shout out to Disney, shout out to all of the different production companies that are showing stories and showing that inclusivity, because that's what's needed for us to continue to keep going for our children. Because I know what it feels like to see myself now, or see my daughter see that beautiful, brown Barbie, black Barbie, white Barbie, because we don't just have black and brown Barbies. We have white Barbies too. Because if that's what she wants, that's what she's going to get. But the good news is that she knows who she is, and she's proud of everything that she is. And that's what is meant for us to be able to do as parents. Represent, but also, allow that space to say, okay, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to like all those things, but just remember that you are beautiful who you are. And these are just diverse spaces for us to walk into, to represent the beauty of all people and the love of all people. But never forget how amazing my daughter is. I tell her, never forget how amazing you are. Never forget how amazing God made you to be. And that is our role as parents and as stewards of these babies. That's our goal, is to make them better and foster that space. And seeing what we talk about through the representation of these Disney characters and these different characters that are being portrayed, not in a negative light, but in a space of love and positivity, it also helps with that journey. So shout out to all of you all that are doing such things, and within your family, like within your family environment and your dynamics, to be able to carry that needle of love and of awareness in your young king or queen, and or both. Now, as I close, I want you to know that you are special. And shout out to those little girls and those young men and those young women, us that have had to fight and to be in these boardrooms to say no. It's okay for us to see this, and you're gonna see the reaping the harvest of these things. So I want to also shout out, because it just came to my mind thinking about Rihanna. When she came out with every color of of the melanated spectrum of the rainbow, and how her product was sold out in minutes and within a day or two. Like, she shut it down, and she answered the call to all her sisters and those that are black and brown and in between, because she has a shade for all of us. And the fact that she did that, it opened up a space where all these other companies, they follow suit, because they said, oh wow, what have we have neglected this particular spectrum of our customers, of our clientele. And that's okay, because we can also just tap into what she did and say, yeah, no, this is what we needed. We've been asking for this, and guess what? Now we have it. And shout out to everyone that's working on pouring more pouring more diversity within their spectrums of their color, of their colors for the foundations, and for the palettes that they make, to make sure that they are conducive with every skin tone and every skin shade, that is known to man. Anywho, that's my time for the day, and I wish you well. And before I go, I have to leave you with this wonderful scripture of the day. Now, this scripture hit different because I feel like we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. I know we all have a purpose and a plan. And shout out to all of these trailblazers in our community and in every community where we are seeing this inclusion and diversity. This is Psalms 138 and 8. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O Lord, endures forever. Do not forsake the works of your hands. And for that I say, he will continue to fulfill his purpose in us. No matter how and what we see, no matter what the enemy tries to do, the haters try to do, he will still continue to honor the works of his hands. God's hands, his workings, his blessings, and us being the stewards of those blessings, it shall come to pass. So shout out to you, Hallie. Shout out to you, Anika. Shout out to you, what's it, Yara Shahidi, my bad, what's it, Yara Shahidi, shout out to you too, because you're going to be Tinkerbell and you've already experienced some of this hate. And that lets you know that you're doing the right thing. Sometimes when you are just being yourself, minding your own little black owned business, or just minding your business, and something and someone is trying to oppress you just because God gave you the blessing, that lets you know you're about to be on the precipice of a breakthrough. That lets you know that you are walking in the right, because the enemy wants to seek, kill, and destroy your joy. And shout out to every trailblazer in every community. Shout out to everyone that is making their way known and being good stewards of everything God has called you to do. Go ahead and stand up, boss up, and continue to be your blessed self. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your experience about the Rich Girl Real Talk Connect. And you will be able to see all my links through my socials, RGRT Media, Rich Girl Real Talk, and RGRL on the social media fan page for Facebook. If you have any questions, hit me up. If you want to holler at your girl in any way, hit me up. I'm here. And I appreciate you appreciating this moment with me, vibing out. Until next time, I want you to know you are loved, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are great stewards of so many wonderful talents and blessings that are within you. Bye for now.